Well, I don't know if this is going to be a one or two part video. I had to stop and get the mail. What if this is starting over? What a strange video, huh? Anyway, I haven't done a video for a while. Let's catch up here. And I have a few books. A lot of my channel is book reviews. I don't know. I just feel like sharing what I come across with people. And of course, there's the one book, Sex, Time, and Power by Leonard Slane, who is a doctor. I think this book is really worth reading for everyone to really understand who we are as a species. We really are different from all the other animals on the planet. And I think that he refers to Mother Nature as the Red Queen, which I think is kind of cute. It's kind of like, what is the Red Queen doing now? But we are different from the other species. We're definitely set up for challenges, you know. We're no hair on us to stay warm on this planet. The other animals, they have what's called estrus. We don't have that. That changed our species immensely, so we could say no, you know, and have control over ourselves. And we are different in that most females, animals on the planet, they're just, you know, they're just as fierce, the predators are as hunters as the males. With our species, it couldn't be that way. And we spent a lot of time raising our young. So you had the male who was very powerful and, you know, can be destructive. He had to be a hunter and a killer and also, you know, a lover and watching out for people too. He has almost a dual, you know, consciousness there. And then the woman spent a lot of time being the nurturer and you know, the gatherer. That's why we like to shop. I'm totally convinced the reason women love to shop, except for men when they go to Cabela's, then the woman's sitting over waiting for the man to, you know, look at all the camping stuff and the guns and all that. That's what I got, you know. But anyway, we were spending a lot of time raising our young, the children. And certainly a woman couldn't go running off real pregnant or with a baby on her back and go hunting, you know, animals. So, you know, we became the nurturers and the gatherers, and we're almost in a way, I think this is part of our transformation and growth as a species. And I hope we make it, because if we don't, I think we're going to have a big start over, or even worse. I think the way to tell how advanced a species is how well, and this may be a model that's all through the universe. This may be, you know, they take whatever is the best on the planet and develop it into a sentient, intelligent, creative creature who can understand time and these things that animals can't. So they take what they can. I think humans are basically everywhere. I think it is what develops on every planet. But to really tell a civilization how far along they are is how well the women are treated. Are they barbaric? Are the males, you know, really domineering and aggressive and violent? And women on this planet have been suppressed for a long time. And this is one of the things that Leonard he talks about in his books. It's the truth of the matter. So in Alphabet versus Goddess, it was more about really, and I know these things are true because my mother changed me from a right-handed to a left-handed person as a baby, so I know how much left and right. I'm very aware of this. That we were overstimulated. This probably happens as we grow by the alphabet and by the written word, the left hemisphere, and writing. Most people are right-handed. That is the hunter-killer hand in both, and the coordinated hand in both men and women. It overstimulated the left hemisphere. So I would think this is another evolution of any species like us. So now we're at the point, we're still in transformation. And that's where, you know, we started off with the older brain, the feminine, which is an older brain. The left, he's saying that it's younger. That we become whole-brained, that we remember that with every, as he says in his book, that with every gift comes a curse. And the curse was that it overstimulated the left hemisphere and really brought out some awful things in our species turning on themselves. So I'm hoping the real sign of civilization and being a star-faring people is how well the women are treated. Women still have a long way to go here in far as finding out who we are, what we're about, and that process is facilitated by a progressive society. And the men, instead of being bullies, are really actually protectors and lovers. And because women, you know, when we have both sides, it's all, you know, the macrochism and the micronism. Oh, I'm going to have to start this over. I don't think I'm going to put this on YouTube. But because I'm not talking very well, because I'm all stuffed up, you know, it's allergy time here again. That these things are symbolic even in our brains. And when we become whole-brained, that means we will have equality. We'll never be equal. We'll be different. But in rights and such, and respect and honoring, it will be equal between male and female. And it should be an equal partnership, each giving what the one has to contribute. So anyway, I think these books are really, they're a good read. I think that it will be enlightening to people. So that's all I'll say about that. And excuse me, when I can't breathe through my nose very well, gosh, I'm so sick of this. I'm still using my Insight, and it is helping, but this is such a hard area for me to be in. Well, I'll go on and explain too why it probably is. Okay, the next book I read is We Are Here. Okay, now this book has some pictures, and it's from the Adamski, mostly from the Adamski days, and the author has had some experiences himself. It shows pictures of the some of the ships. It shows Orthon's shoe imprints. It's a pretty good read, and you know that there really are some human brothers and sisters that made it, you know, where we should be going, and they made it into space. It's a remarkable how many cultures on this planet think they came from Venus. Not just the Pleiadians, that we hear a lot, but even Native Americans who think they actually came from Venus. Other people who are contactees who have had contactees from people who made it to Alpha Centauri from when Venus was no longer a livable planet, which was millions of years ago. These people are millions of years ahead of us. It makes me think too that this model that we are as humans is a really actually very good one. It's a sturdy one. You know, when there is catastrophe, we go back to it's a successful one. We go back to the very, very basics, basically, to survive. But we also have the ability to grow so much and to experience love. So it's a pretty good read. I do have to, well, I'm not going to say that because it's such a good read. I actually wanted to see what Orthon looked like for particular reasons, but I won't say any more. You can't really tell. Now, he does have pictures, I think, that portraits of the person he met didn't meet. You have to read the book. In a coffee shop. These people do show up, and they do seem to look just like humans. Some are tall, some are short, some are in between. Many of them have beautiful kind of blue-green eyes. I think Orthon actually had gray eyes. but they're striking eyes. And it's different. It gets really kind of woo-woo when you start encountering these people. They're also time travelers. You cannot go out into space and not time travel. Even to orbit the planet, you time travel a little bit. Time gets all mixed up, you know. It's not the same everywhere you go. So anyway, I'll end with that book. Now, you know what? I was listening to Coast to Coast. Sometimes I cannot sleep at night. So I turn on Coast to Coast and listen to it. There's a channel on there that has it on there, and it's just great to listen to it. This lady was on for the third time. I've listened to this lady. If you have looked at one of my older videos, I have a book that is called The Life You Are Meant to Live by Dan Millman. He also wrote The Peaceful Warrior. I really like what he has in there too. I've gotten something out of both books, and it is about numerology, which is Pythagorean numerology. This is what Pythagoras came up with centuries ago, 600 BC, and there's a harmony and frequencies that are associated with the different numbers, and it's just something that this is what we're working with. So I found it kind of very relevant in my own life. So I got her book. So yeah, I'll let you see that. And you know, I think it's a pretty good book. It's pretty interesting. I went and looked at where I live, and I'm a little different. I'm what's called a master number. That's an 11 or a 22, my birth date. So that gets a little confusing. The 11 does turn into a 2. This isn't going to make any sense. If you get the book, it will make sense. I'm an 11 and a 2. A 2 is about love. The biggest thing in the life of a 2 is love and relationships and home. Oh, home is so important, and beauty. And then 11 is a double 1. So I'm both, because I'm a master number, and usually we do have something to do here for people, and I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. I've had all this experience in life. I'd like to see my daughters not suffer as well the women in our family line have done ever since probably, I don't know, 3000 BC. So that they will, I have one granddaughter, and I'm so thankful, because there'll be so much we can pass down to her that is so important. And I really look forward to that. I have 2 grandsons, and I really appreciate that too, so don't get me wrong. But I am so grateful to at least have one granddaughter. Very grateful to have my 2 grandsons. I just can't, to me, that's what's important in life, is I get to participate in their lives, It's hard to do when you live in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, from this book, on numerology, I did, I have just not done that swell here. Oh my God, just haven't. It just hasn't worked out. Everything, it's like beating my head against a wall. I don't, it's been better than the Seattle area as far as the allergies. I'm still working on getting rid of that in every possible way, but it's been a real severe problem. Do not move to the Northwest if you have allergies. They will get 4 times worse. I've had numerous doctors just tell me, get out of here. I've seen this before. People are okay for a year, and then all of a sudden they're sicker than they've ever been in their life. Anyway, I'm at least on the drier side of the mountains, but this area, the numbers for this town add up to 7. And in her book, that is a challenge or toxic number. So the good news is I can go 30 miles up, and I do feel better. It's an 8 area, and that's a match. So, except that I almost feel like contact this lady and say, look, what is it? Am I a 2? And I also have to live as a double intensified one, and so what's good for the two isn't good for the one, and you know, I'm just, it sounds like I'm kind of screwed. So from what I can tell, I feel better in that area. Leavenworth, I love Leavenworth. I added that up again. It adds up to an 8. So it's kind of interesting, you know. I'm still just looking at this stuff. I'm not going to base my life on it, although I don't know what to base my life on anymore. You know, whenever I try to be logical about something, yeah, forget it, throw it out, just throw it out. So we're just kind of doing this now. And okay, well, I guess that's it for today. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments or any questions, let me know. I hope this, you know, I just do this out of the blue and just talk and let whatever it is flow through, because you know, whenever I try to script something, it just goes dead. There's just no sense in it. And also, I'd like to bring up Quinn Michaels. Yeah, I did a video, you know, just from his stuff. I gotta say, that guy is, you know, I'm just not very worldly right now. I can't do it, you know, even none of it anymore. But he does this like computer art, and it's beautiful. His last video, I just love it. I hope that he does more of that, because that's what I can relate to right now. I'm kind of going into the another area. I just can't pay too much attention to what the world is doing right now, or too many challenges. Just what's happening. So I hope that if he listens to my videos, that he will do more of his artwork at the end, because that's what I love. So anyway, love to everybody. I'll see you on the inner, and I'll feel you in my heart. All right, bye.